So what's your view, and I want everybody's response on this, on the latitude that police should have when considering whether to pull over a driver or someone on the street? Mr. Fletcher?
You know, I dealt with this issue in Sacramento where we had a problem where DUI checkpoints were being used as immigration stops. So they were set up under the guise of a DUI checkpoint, and then they would ask for your driver's license, they would ask your immigration status, and then potentially turn you in. And I supported legislation to say that's not the purpose and the point. And look, I don't think we should ever racially profile people. I don't think we should target people. I don't think we should ever stop someone on the basis of the color of their skin or the type of clothing that we're wearing. That is fundamental to who we are, that you can live your life and you can go through daily life without fear of that type of thing. And I think as a city, we should continue to be monitored and vigilant and make sure that people's basic civil liberties are protected. And we can be a safe society without stopping someone because of how they look. And that's how I would approach it.
How could people know that you would stand up for people who felt like they were being violated by a policy that wasn't being upheld to those sorts of standards?
Well, I would make sure we have a policy that didn't do that. And you know, you always have to have a mayor. I mean, when that issue came up, I was willing to take a stand and do the same thing. And look, our police officers are hardworking. They care about the community. They enforce the law, which means they follow the law. And so you put in place the rules, and you let them know what the rules are. You let them know that there's no tolerance for abuse of those rules. And the overwhelming majority of them will comply. And if there's some that don't, then you deal with that, just like you do any city employee or any person who does something wrong in their job.
Mr. Alvarez?
Yeah,
Have you ever been stopped unnecessarily?
I feel that I have, but that's not something, you know, I need to share too many details on. But I think it does happen. I think it does happen, and unless it's happened to you, you don't know that it happens. And I can tell you that it's happened relatively recently in our city, and we're dealing with that. We have some effects of that, and I can't share more than that because some of it is closed session discussions. But we need to make sure that we have a police chief who makes sure that we have a really direct policy on what happens when you stop people, and you got to be really cognizant that this could be an issue. It could become an issue, especially as we're losing senior police officers. We're no longer providing the training, the cultural competency training that we used to, according to people who've left the department and have communicated with me. So we've got to make sure we put those things into place so that we don't fall into this potential really harmful situation.
Mr. Faulkner?
Yeah, we should not change our policies at the San Diego Police Department. We should not stop to check immigration status. In fact, when we had the opportunity as a council to stand up against Arizona's misguided law, I believe it was a year and a half ago, we said, no, we don't want that in the city of San Diego. And
we, you know, Scott,
I won't.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me, I'm sorry.
And I won't tolerate that as mayor.
Thank you. You know, as the city attorney, I had the fortune to work with our police officers on a daily basis. There's 50,000 cases prosecuted by the city attorney, and I have to give testimony to the fact that we have an excellent police department. We have, I think, the best police department in the United States for the very reasons that we do not. I'm not saying it never happens, David. You're right. Sometimes it does. There's always a problem, but generally speaking, and you know, I would think people would know I'd be pretty critical. Generally speaking, I am very proud of our police department. We do not have those kinds of problems, and in many ways, it's the opposite problem, where our officers are going up and stopping people, and they're confronted with automatic weapons and just horrible situations, and they do an excellent job of discerning the true threats from those that you know would otherwise involve improper stops.